I have wrestled with this long and hard after many conversations, prayers, and thoughts. I cannot voluntarily surrender my credentials because I am a voice now for many, for tens of thousands of LGBT members in our church. I also...
We're back. That's Pastor Frank Schaefer. He didn't intend to create a national news when he originated his gay son's wedding back in 2007, but that's exactly what has happened now. This year, a parishioner in his Pennsylvania church filed a complaint against that pastor. The charges: performing a gay wedding, violating order and discipline of the United Methodist Church. The pastor was asked to sign a statement saying he'd never perform another gay wedding. He refused, and after a trial, he was found guilty and given an immediate 30-day suspension. Well, today is the 30th day, the end of that suspension. Pastor Schaefer says he will neither surrender his credentials nor agree to never perform another gay wedding. In fact, tomorrow morning, a church board will decide his fate. I'm joined from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, by Pastor Frank Schaefer, and here in the studio with me is Bishop Gene Robinson, recently retired Bishop of New Hampshire for the Episcopal Church. He's currently a senior fellow at the Center for American Progress. Pastor Schaefer, thank you so much for joining us. What happens if you stand up to your church and don't yield your office, your credentials? What would happen? Will they declare those credentials invalid? What will happen? How will you be defrocked, if you will?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me, Chris. It's an honor to be here, especially with Bishop Robinson. That's a good question. Actually, that's the question everybody is asking right now. We actually don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. It is a possibility for them to take my credentials. On the other hand, that's not really what the jury empowered them to do. So we don't actually know.
Okay, here's how it stands now. You have performed, you acknowledged that you witnessed, in fact, performed the wedding ceremony for your son and his partner. You did that. That's on the record, right?
I did that. Yes,
Would you
absolutely.
do it again? Would you do it again if another couple came to you, a same-sex couple came to you? Would you do it again?
Absolutely. I've went on record before, and I'm saying it again. I would absolutely do that again.
How do you see your loyalty to the rules of your church? And how do you square that loyalty, which I assume you accept, with your own decision-making in this regard? How do you put it together?
Well, I tell you what, I love the United Methodist Church. I even love the rules, except for the rules that are discriminatory. And to really refuse anybody ministry based on their sexual orientation is clearly discrimination. And I cannot uphold those rules, and I was very clear on that. I'm fine with everything else. The United Methodist Church stands for so many good things.
Okay.
But in this respect, we need change.
Where's the Episcopal Church on this, Bishop?
We're in a better place, I think. We've moved further on this issue. I mean, look, Jesus broke all kinds of rules. He was always getting into trouble for that. And as best we can figure out, doing the right thing, caring for people and the needs of people, always trumped rules. And he was always in trouble for it. And it seems to me that followers of Jesus should be doing the same thing. And that's exactly what Pastor Schaefer is doing.
And that's why we all like his relationship with Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I think that's why we do, because we knew that was breaking the rules. Because not that he had a relationship with her, but he consorted, was friends with a woman who's perceived in the Bible, in the readings, to be a prostitute.
Always reaching out to those on the margins. And you know what Pastor Schaefer is doing is one of our great traditions in Christianity, which is basically civil or ecclesiastical disobedience. He's doing something, he's taking a punishment.
Okay.
And enough people will become fed up with punishing people in this way, and the rules will change.
Okay, let me ask you, Pastor Schaefer, do you feel like Martin Luther today or John Wesley or a combination? Here I stand. What's your mood? Because tomorrow you will be judged and you'll either be in or out. You can't stay in if they tell you you're out, can you? Aren't you out if they say you're out?
I tell you what, I never chose this role, but now that I've been pulled into it, I actually do feel I stand in the tradition of a Wesley who also broke rules, or a Martin Luther King. I do feel the world is looking at me now and watching me closely, and I gladly take that baton and carry it for the time being.
Well, Martin Luther broke up the whole system of Europe. The whole notion of nation states sort of followed from him in terms of secular life. Do you think you can change the Church of the Methodist Church, the Church of John Wesley? Can you change it by your actions on this issue?
I don't know. I don't know that I single-handedly can do that, but I can do my part. And right now, I seem to have the attention, and so I will do that little part that I can do and hope that that change will occur.
Well, we're big on rights here at Hardball, and we're very big on Mavericks, as you may have noticed over the years. And thank you both for meeting both descriptions of being and fighting for rights and equality, marriage equality, and also having guts. We like that here. Anyway, thank you so much, Pastor Frank Schaefer of the great state of Pennsylvania, and Bishop Gene Robinson. Thank you for joining us with the Episcopalian view of things.
You're right.
Thank you. I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much, Chris.
St. Albans. Thank you.
you.
We'll be right back after this.